Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to a fresh episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am your host, Processor Sky, joined by my beautiful host, Rachel.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Doing good.
Sleep well? Sleep tight?
Definitely.
Yeah, you look absolutely stunning this morning. I'm loving the little curls in the hair. Looking
Thanks.
absolutely fleek this morning.
Luscious?
Luscious. Absolute luscious curls this morning for the first ever Stony Sports Report on your Weekday Wake and Bake. Your sporting news brought to you by Sam and Rach. Call it the SSR. Stony Sports Report, Sports with Sam and Rach. No matter how you cut it, we got the latest and greatest in sporting news here for you guys. We're gonna burn some tree and talk about it, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Heck yeah.
I am excited.
Yo, I am super excited as well. Been dying to do some sporting news here on the show. But before we get on into the show officially, got some UFC news, NBA news, NFL news. Would love to know what you guys watch. What are the sports that you guys watch? Let us know in the comments so that maybe in the future we can cover the sports you guys enjoy better. But
Yeah.
really fucking excited about these stories, eh?
Yeah, me too. I think we hit 3 good sports. We have UFC, we have NBA, and the NFL.
Ooh.
I think those are 3 very popular.
3 premier athletic
Yeah, so
associations.
I think we've got some great news today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to dive on into it. But before we get officially into the episode, got to give a shout out to the sponsors of the show while we roll up here, because they make it happen for the Weekday Wake and Bake and help out the Roll Gangsters along the way. Who do we got this morning, Rach?
Shout out to WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college. And you can use promo code Rolling Spoon for all of your educational purposes. And then shout out to the Rolling Spoon, the handy dandy cannabis multi-tool. Helps you seal the deal, roll a dime every time. Helps you pack a bowl, unpack a bowl. Helps, you can even get wax, a bunch of different things with the spoon. So if you don't have one,
Gotta get one.
gotta get one.
Your handy dandy Rolling Spoon cannabis multi-tool, and WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college, proud sponsors of every episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Super, super proud to be brought to you by such fine sponsors. Is it true or false that you are a recent WWnB graduate?
True.
What was your experiences with that? Did you, how was that? Like, you got to learn about...
Oh gosh, all different types of things. I got to learn about the different laws and regulations regarding cannabis. Then just the growing process. Learned about different cultivars, which are strains. We learned about how to bud tend. We learned about how to interact with the customer, what you should talk to them about, right questions to ask them to help, kind of discover what type of product they would like to purchase.
Quite the comprehensive cannabis education, if you ask me. I am also an WWnB University proud alumnus myself, and honestly, it's way bigger deal in the future than it is right now. If you're trying to claim your stake in this budding industry, get in at ground zero, if you will, then WWnB University is the way to make that happen. Like Rachel said, killing the ad read, by the way. Rolling Spoon is your promo code for access to your Rolling Spoon scholarship over at WWnB University. 10% off any of the courses that you decide to take. But without further ado, it's time. It's only Stoner Law that we have been blessed to have awoke. So we are blessed to have a smoke. I'm always fucking stoked to sesh with all the roll gangsters. Shout out to everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Got a couple comments. Cherry Pie Socials. Shout out the homie Chels. Good morning to ya. Sky is tuning into the show. Really appreciate all of you guys. We got the Stony Sports Report coming to you live this morning. The first edition of Sam and Rach's Sporting News. Sporting with Sam and Rach. The SSR. Yeah. Stony Sports Report with Sam and Rach.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. SSR.
Not a ship, but a show.
Mm-hmm. So let's fucking run this shit. Rach, what's your first piece of Stony sports news?
All right. Well,
pretty historic.
First piece of sporting news today is from the UFC.
The UFC, Ultimate Fighters Club.
I hope I say the last names right.
Yeah, go ahead. Give it a try.
Nerve-wracking. Okay, so Israel Adesanya?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Izzy Adesanya, the last style bender.
He regained his middleweight belt after breaking a 3-fight losing streak versus his rival, Alex Pereira.
It wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Good shit.
I kind of gave it halfway through.
Yo, so basically, the style bender has been the king of the middleweight division in the UFC for years. Mm-hmm. But this guy who beat Izzy Adesanya twice in kickboxing, not MMA. It was a different sport slightly. Beat him twice in kickboxing. Came to the UFC and took his belt. 3 fights in a row. Alex Pereira beating the style bender Israel Adesanya. One of the best fighters in middleweight history. And finally, the style bender breaks through in ultimate fashion. Did you get to see the knockout?
I did not get to see the knockout. I watched a bunch of fights before that, but unfortunately, I stopped before the main event. I didn't see any clips of it anywhere. I saw like the aftermath when he was excited and everything, but not the actual knockout.
It was so fire. So Alex has him up against the fence. He's dipping, dodging, almost catches a knee to the ear. And then all of a sudden, Izzy throws this right hand over from outside his turtle shell. He just knew right where Alex Pereira's head was and just strikes him and stuns him. And then while he's stunned, whops him again and just lays him out. It was epic. Wow. And honestly, a little bit more juice. In one of the kickboxing fights that Alex won, Alex's son mocked Izzy Adesanya and did like a fake knockout. He did that fake dead drop thing and just fell. So Israel, when he won the fight, pointed out Alex Pereira's son and then did the death drop on the in the octagon.
Oh my god, you don't do that.
Do you think that was disrespectful? Yeah, this kid's probably like 13. And then there's another video of the kid crying because he knocked his dad out. That is savage. That's a whole nother question of morality, right?
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's that bad. I think it's very, juicy, doing that to a kid. But if you're trying to teach him a lesson in a way and, I think it's a very different situation, too, because when you're mocking somebody that's playing, the sport that they do for a living, they don't take that lightly. And if it's, their competitor's son doing something, and then you end up being the the winner. I don't think that's too rude. I kind of think it's sick. That's
I do
something
too.
that kid will remember forever.
Oh, he was
You know,
sobbing.
like sobbing.
Sobbing. And
Was it
his
after?
his brother started crying too. It was savage.
Because his dad lost, or because he
Because Israel Adesanya pointed at them in the crowd
well,
and then mocked them.
Making him cry is a little...
It was savage. Like, I will say, Izzy, the last style bender Adesanya, is a complete savage.
That's just... I feel bad now that the kid was crying, but then again, it's a character building moment for him.
Yeah,
So,
indeed.
That's pretty sick. Well, congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations, the style bender, Israel Adesanya. What's our next piece of cannabis industry news? Another legend.
Yeah, definitely a legend here from the NBA. Anybody have any guesses as to who the person is?
Who knows?
No guesses. Okay, well, I'll just share. It is the NBA news of the day. The LA Lakers, LeBron James. You remember when people used to say his name?
LeBron James.
LeBron. Yeah, that's funny. Every time I hear his name, I always think of that. Anyways, he scored 30 points with 10 rebounds, leading the Lakers to a 108 to 102 win versus Minnesota to secure the playoff spot.
This is mids. I'm not going to smoke this. I'm going to put this out. I cannot smoke any more of this flower. It is burning too black. Shout out the Cali weeds. Love the Cali weeds, but I can't even pass that to Rachel, so I'm going to go ahead and put that out. But yeah, so LeBron James made the playoffs. Like, last season, he promised he would never do it again, and man, was it close. In the end of the third quarter, they were down by like 15, but LeBron just locked in clutch.
So he promised he would never make playoffs again?
Never miss the playoffs again. My bad. He missed it last year.
I was like, why would he promise he would never want to be in the playoffs again?
No, yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. And now they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they have to play the Memphis Grizzlies, which is going to be a really amazing matchup. There's this guy on the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, who's like got the potential to be the next like superstar, like the next like number one player in the league. And it's going to be a battle of the young GOAT versus the classical GOAT. It's going to be really
fun
fucking
matchup.
Yeah, it will. 7-game series. Just happy for LeBron, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a classic player.
He is. And it's still nice to see somebody who's been around for so long and so influential still putting up points, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like he's just the old man on the court that can't do anything anymore.
He's not washed.
Yeah. Like
He got 10 rebounds, and they're kind of harder than points. You don't get 2 points per shot. You have to go up and get that shit if you want that stat, so...
Imagine being his son. I know he has a couple of them that
Bronny.
play, but like that's such a huge shadow to be in.
Yeah.
You know, like it's one thing to like live up to a brother that also plays or something, but a dad that is literally
the best of all time.
LeBron James, it makes it.
Yeah, he's Bronny James. His kid is Bronny James, and it's LeBron's goal to last until Bronny is in the NBA.
I heard that, yeah.
So, who knows? Maybe LeBron playing with his kid coming soon.
That would be
crazy. Yeah, the LA Lakers staying alive.
Staying alive.
And we do have one more piece of banger sporting news before signing off here on this Stony Sports Report Wednesday. But before we do, gotta give a major shout out to the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, the first ever rolling tool to help you roll a dime every time. And the first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge. Oaksterdam University. You can even use the little collab promo code Rolling Spoon to save 10% off your tuition at Oaksterdam. So, major shout out to the sponsors, helping out the Roll Gangsters and making this show possible. What's the last piece of not cannabis news? We got sporting news today.
Yeah.
I've been loving it.
This one is from the NFL, and it is the star wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. agrees to 1-year deal worth up to $18 million. Let me say that again. $18 million with the Baltimore Ravens.
1-year deal.
$18 million.
So, but it's worth up to. Like, I am pretty sure there's some heavy incentives in there. If it would have said like 18 million fully guaranteed, that's when the contract lingo gets juicy, you know? Fully guaranteed contract, guaranteed for injury. You get injured and you get paid. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, Odell Beckham took a year off of playing football. He was not on a team at all last year. Took to repair his ACL. He actually tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you remember that. Star wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. 2 years ago tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, making a very expensive comeback. Gonna be Lamar Jackson's number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, shout out the Pittsburgh Steelers, the hometown, Rachel's old team. They're not it this year.
They've got incredible fans, you know? Like, it's crazy how much, even just walking around here in Vegas, you see people with Steelers stuff or even Pirates hats and everything.
Yeah, definitely a very loyal fan base.
Yeah,
definitely
very
easy to be a Steelers fan considering they have the most championships in NFL history, you know. All the bandwagon fans are Steelers fans. Or Patriots fans, Tom Brady fans, you know. But, you know, gotta love that Odell Beckham Jr. making his comeback, his highly anticipated comeback into the NFL. You know OBJ, right?
Yeah.
What do you know him for?
His name.
Really? No, there's that one catch. He has that one catch where he was, like, bent backwards and, like, one-handed it, like, behind the back of his head. You didn't see that?
I probably did, but like if I saw it again, it would revamp that memory.
Yeah, it's like the best catch in NFL history. So the highlights you all need to watch for sure. The UFC, Izzy Adesanya getting out of his shell and fighting his demons. You know, he was 0-3 against Alex Pereira and knocked his ass out. Love to see the adversity fighters come through sometime. But they're 1-1. They're definitely gonna have to fight again. LeBron in the playoffs and OBJ back in the league. How about it?
What a great episode. I love sports.
Me too. The SSR Stony Sports Report with your favorite sports anchors, Sam and Rach.
Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of the show.
Yes, indeed. Mwah. See you, Cannon News Thursday, Roll Gangsters.
See ya.
Peace.